Our professional situation in IT is becoming more and more complex. New systems, new technologies, the pace is increasing, and it becomes more and more difficult to make a clear decision out of this confusion between emotion and developments. KTR has grown continuously in the last few years. We have 1,200 employees worldwide with 24 subsidiaries producing clutches, brakes and cooling systems, and we're positioned globally. Our challenge is always that when the company grows, the IT grows with it, and that the overview of the entire IT infrastructure is somehow maintained. That's not always easy. For example, what problem do I have? Do I not have the issue on my screen? Do I know what the infrastructure looks like, how it's structured, and most importantly, what are the dependencies between infrastructure components and elements? Even before we found Qbilon, we've been trying to keep track of things. Long before I started here at KTR, we used PRTG from Tesla. Previously, we did have a solution that scans the network security, Darktrace, but what we were missing was an overview of it. So we had different sources and needed something that would show me at a glance what I have in my landscape, what's active, and what state it's in. Tesla and the PRTG product have a very, very good name with us. We have several thousand sensors in use, and we use it as our main monitoring system. And I was very happy that Qbilon has now landed with Tesla, because of course I think this combination is perfect for us, because it's one of our data sources. And I hope that through this synergy that's now emerging, the solution will also drive things that are in my interest to expand the whole concept.
For me as a system
administrator, Qbilon is particularly interesting. I can see the dependencies. If I replace a system, for example, I can immediately see that system A, B, and C have dependencies on this system that I want to replace. And I can immediately see what else depends on it and how my system is woven into the overall infrastructure. The advantage of Qbilon is simply the automatic recording of the systems. Previously, we always had to record this system manually, and documentation is always such a tedious task, which is not really fun. And if I create my documentation today, it will be outdated tomorrow. So with automated documentation, I can really save time. If you think about it, Qbilon is exactly what you would expect from a BI solution. What systems do I have? How do they talk to each other? And how do I benefit from that? Because I can now capture it. No other solution offers me that. Working with Qbilon is one of the highlights of my professional career. I don't have to say this in this interview, but it's true. I got to know this company before they became Qbilon. Interaction with them was human, very pleasant, but also professional, really cool. I was convinced of the idea from the very beginning, and we've also been able to cooperate as partners for several years. We learned a lot about our own landscape in this phase, a very close exchange, and the fact that it's now become a product that I'm 100% behind and that my team is behind is actually proof enough. I think this has been a really great journey for me. The first thing I have to do is get a good database so that I can make fact-based decisions. Without that, I'm completely lost. Think of it as trying to navigate, but you didn't have a map. And then I'm definitely not going to get where I want to go. If you use the analogy of a journey, PRTG is more or less the map that I have, and Qbilon is sort of the alternative route that a navigation system could give me. So I could choose the sea route, or I could try and get there by land. And those are the kind of options that Qbilon provides, whereas PRTG is sort of the permanent map of where I am.
Unterfüttert, wo ich gerade bin.